Hey everybody, this is Jeff from Build an Aquarium Workshop, and we are back at our 14-gallon rimless cube to talk about our part 2 of the IOAOI protein skimmer, the Nano 50D. It has been a week since we've had it up and running. As you can see in this tank, the red algae has taken a hold. It looked pretty good actually the last few days, but we're going to go ahead and treat that. So we've got our little red slime remover. It is a bacteria. We'll get rid of it in probably 3 days. But we're here to talk about this nano skimmer and how it's doing. You can see, let's get close up. You can see that it is skimming. Now let's talk about what I did. You saw me set it up in the last video, and it was easy to put together. And then we wondered about this little line here, and this is called the sewer line. Now, I put it in the comments in the last video in case you didn't see it, but I'm going to go ahead and call it out all today, how I set this up to skim like that. Okay, so let's go back. First thing you got to do is, if you go down here, water line. That's the first important thing. You can see it back there. We are there perfectly at the water line. Okay, that's the first thing you're going to want to do. Then the sewer line. This sewer line is to remain open for the first 2 days. So you take this little cap off, and anything that comes through here is going to drain back into the tank. Okay. Now you aren't going to have all this ugly looking stuff, right? Stinky looking stuff. All it will be is just water coming through when you first set it up. Okay. So you're going to open the sewer line. The other thing they want you to do, which I didn't do, so you can get a shot of it. Okay. So you see the red, the injection line, right? Right there. It's supposed to be 100% open, okay, for the first couple days as well. I did not, mine's like 70% open, okay? So it's supposed to be completely vertical. So that's the air injection line, okay? So when you set it up, that's what you got. Those are the things that you got to look at. And one last thing to look at is, of course, as you saw when I got it started, was this right here. You turn it either counterclockwise or clockwise, and you open it up. Okay, now I can tell you with the injection line fully open, quite a bit of water was coming through and going out into the aquarium. All I did is just remove the plastic lid there on this tank, and this lid right here had to slide back a little bit, because you can see otherwise it pours all over it. So, but in your tank, you're going to want this to pour back into the tank. Now that's just the first couple days. But what I noticed is the reason why I didn't open the injection line full is because it was getting really good foam, and it was starting to skim anyway. Okay, so as you can see, it's looking good. That is a week's worth. Okay, so when you do set it up, follow those instructions. I call them out in the last video, and I just told it to you right now how to set it up. Main thing is that it starts skimming. Okay. So after day 2, you're going to cap that line, and you're going to see that this stuff is going to start to build. If you remember the first video, the bubbles, you can see the bubbles coming up here. Maybe a better shot here. Those bubbles, the pump starts slowly. It's like a 30-second delay or something like that. Tells you in the instructions. You saw how they started that little vortex, that little whirlpool of bubbles. And it goes up slowly, and the biggest adjustment was turning this clockwise or counterclockwise. And then you'll see the bubbles right here. If it goes up too much, then you get this nice foam. It's going to settle out very quickly. You're going to see this go up very quickly. So if that's the case, back it off, which I believe is clockwise. You're going to want to back that off a little bit until you get the foam in there, but it's not going too fast. In other words, this thing isn't gonna fill up in a day or less. Okay, so that way you can run the skimmer. I've run it every day, and yet I'm still able to convert all that organic matter. Like we talked about, if you can get it, from becoming nitrogen, especially nitrate, but nitrogen in general, which is bad for the corals, then it's a win-win. Okay, so yeah, we haven't treated the tank. That'll probably make the skimmer go crazy once we treat for the red slime. That's what's going to happen. And I'm going to go ahead and I brought this out so you guys can see it. This is what's going to go in the sewer line, okay? And it's got its own little valve control right there. So this isn't like an extra injection line. It can go right here, okay? It can go right there on the sewer line and out into like a bowl or a bucket, right? That way, you know, it doesn't build up too quickly. But right now I've got it set so it's not building up too quickly. I could always empty this out. And this is actually a good way to empty it out rather than, because you can't pull in this skimmer, this collection tray, it doesn't come off separately. You can't take this piece, that's to say. The whole thing has to come out. And when the whole thing comes out, it actually hits the shelf. So I have to actually take the lid off and then I have to slide it forward and then I have to pull it out. So instead of doing that, I'm gonna put this little handy dandy sewer line really, and then I can just open it up and watch that drain out into, like I said, just get a bowl or a bucket or something that you can drain it into and then throw it out. And that way the skimmer can stay there. But if you do look at the instructions, the maintenance, there is maintenance on the skimmer. It does say you're gonna have to you're gonna have to take the whole skimmer out and wash it. Okay, I did rinse it off before I put it in. Anything goes in the water, I always rinse off real quick. And last but not least, oh, there's our little purple firefish has come out, doing very, very well. Corals are doing very well. It's just this red slime algae that's got to go. Now, last word on this skimmer, the bubbles. They were way worse. Look at that. The bubbles have settled out, and they're really not that bad. And I don't know if it'll get better or not. I hope so. The tank is crystal clear. It really is. The water, it looks great. So if you look at it from this end, and so I have to scrub. I haven't scrubbed anything at all, but I do need to scrub the glass a little, and then you'll see that it's looking really, really nice. Okay, so that's it for the protein skimmer. Have any questions, comments? You know, let us know. Maybe I can help you out if you're having any problems setting it up. But my review of this is that this skimmer is working fabulous. It's working great, like it should. I don't know that you can put it in a sump. Again, the main thing is that water level. As long as you have a high enough water level in a sump, then you could use it for that. But this is really for an in-tank nano skimmer is what its primary use is for, and that's what it's going to look like. And I know I don't like having equipment in the tank, but you know that's really what this skimmer is for. So if you don't mind, like me, having equipment in the tank, it's not the best look, but it does the job, and your corals will be happy. And you could probably build up, you know, we haven't built up rock work on here. If we build up the rock work over here, especially, and kind of hide it, then, you know, it won't be as unsightly. But anyway, all right, folks, hopefully you found part 2 of this IOAOI protein skimmer, the Nano 50D, useful. Give us a thumbs up. And you want to see more Build an Aquarium Workshop, please subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, folks.